Welcome to another tutorial on Microsoft Excel. My name is Tanya Duffy, and today we're going to create this conversion utility in Microsoft Excel. How this works is you use a drop down menu here to select the conversion that you want to make. So let's say you want to convert degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. We select that, and then you type in how many degrees you want to convert and press enter, and it converts it for you. You can then go and choose another, so say convert feet to inches, and there you have it. So if we change that now to 20 feet is 240 inches. So that is the utility. Let's get started. We'll start with a blank worksheet, and it doesn't matter which cells you type these into, the process is the same, but we will write a heading at the top here. So conversion utility, and of course you need to put your name on there, and we'll just leave that for now. I always suggest we actually leave a lot of the formatting till the end, but our first heading here will be choose your conversion. Now you'll notice that the text is running over another cell, that is in column C, and so there's a couple of ways of going about this. We can bring our cursor up to the B column between the B and the C, click on that with our left mouse button and drag it across like so until we have a wide column, or alternatively, if I bring that back now to where it was, close the save like that, I could select several cells. I'll click on that first cell and hold my mouse key down and bring it across to, let's say I have 4 cells selected, and I can come up to my home ribbon and select merge and center. So what that will do is, at the moment I have 4 cells. When I click on that, I now have just 1 cell. So it's very handy to be able to do that. However, in this exercise, I think I'll just leave it the way it is. Later on, I may decide to merge it, so I'm just going to Control Z, and that will undo that. Just showing you some more options that you have there. So for this activity, we'll just drag that over, and we'll put in another heading. Now, the next column will be from to. So our headings are saying that you want to convert from this to that. Now, we could change that actually. You could use whatever heading that you like, but we'll change that to input and output. Right, with that done, we need to put a borders around each of these cells here. So we'll go up here to our home ribbon, and I'm going to show all of my ribbons. So right click and select that, and that shows all of my ribbon. So there's an easy way to do this, and we just come up to our page layout ribbon. I have noticed over the years that students like to jump in and start formatting their text straight away, but it's probably better at this stage that you just follow along and work out what each part is and where it goes and what it's actually going to do before you format it. So really formatting and printing it up should be the last thing that we do. So we want to put a border around this active cell. So you go with the cell selected, right click with your mouse and come down to Format Cells. And then from Format we want to select the Border tab if it's not showing already, and select a bold type of line there, and then select Outline. You can make that another colour if you like. These are little things that you can do later as well, and are probably better left to later. We're going to put a border around that one, and then a border around the input area. So another way of doing this, if you want to do several at one time, select that one, hold your control key down and choose the other cell that you also want to have bold. Do a right click again, Format Cells, select the bold border, and then select Outline. Remember to pause this video regularly. Now we've actually got a situation where input and choose your conversion are right next to one another, and it would be more ideal to have a space between them. So if we go up to and click on C for column C and do a right click, you can come down to insert, and that puts a new column in there, so it spaces them out apart. And of course we don't want those lines there, so we can just select that cell or a combination of cells. Just that cell would be fine, and a right click and a format cells. And what we're going to do is actually remove the top and bottom lines, or borders we should call them, and click OK, and they're gone. At any time you can adjust the columns like this. As we progress through this activity, you may do that accordingly. So what we need to do now is set up a table down here that we're going to look up. And so our first conversion, I'm going to come over to another table I've already prepared over here, is convert degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. So let's copy this down. I'm going to copy that over. So I'm going to copy this whole table over. Right click and I'm going to copy. And then right click and paste. My formulas didn't come over, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how to do that. So right now you actually need to type in this list and these values as well into your own spreadsheet. So you need to pause the video at this point and go and type that. When you come back, we'll continue. So welcome back. What we need to do now is we're going to put in a drop down menu here that looks up these values. So to do that, we click in the cell here, which in my case is B7. It could be another cell reference on your worksheet. From there you go up to data ribbon and then across to data value validation. We select data value validation and we get this menu here, this dialog box. So what we want to do is set up a validation criteria, and we want to set that up to be a list. So we click on list there, and we use this little icon here. Click on that icon, come down here and select that list. Come back up here, click on that icon again, and the next tab along is input message. So we want to give a message to the user that's going to use this utility to, or instructions if you like, on how to use this. Oops, not going to let me go any further. So we'll just say select the conversion, choose the conversion method from the drop down menu. When you've done that, click on OK. So now there's our message that we put in, our text message, or our instructions to our user. And when we click on that little down arrow, it offers me all of these that are in this list here. So obviously that's not wide enough, so later on in the game or in this exercise we'll drag that column over. But for now it's enough that it's just sitting over there, out of the way. And I've centered that, but it doesn't have to be centered. It could be left or right aligned, and in here it can be left or right. So if I put down left there, they'll all be left. If I center that to the centered, then they should be all centered, like so. Okay, so we'll put that back. Let's say we want to actually have nothing there when we open up the worksheet. So what we can do is click on that one and go insert, and we'll shift those cells down, and now we should be able to choose a blank. Now I've just noticed that we haven't put in a blank cell at the top there. That would be preferable, because when we first open up a worksheet we want it to be blank and let the user choose their conversion that they want to make. So to do that we actually have to go back into data validation, to our settings, and we need to have the cell selected, the range selected. So I'm going to cancel that. Let's select that range, come up to our data menu, data validation, and let's go through that again. Okay, I don't have a space before the first entry in the list, so to get around that I need to go back into my settings. So I need the cell selected, go back up to the data ribbon, data validation, and click on this little icon again, and we will just add an earlier row, so we can change it here. We can make that an 8, or we can actually select that row before it and come down like so, and then go OK. Actually, it's added some extras for us, so let's just delete that and do that again. We'll select from here down to there and then go OK. So now if I click on that, I can choose a space. Okay, so let's just do that one more time. So we need to select that, we go back up to our data, we'll go data validation, it brings up our menu here. We can simply change that number there is the row, or we could select this, delete this, and then select our range like so. Click on the icon again and go OK. And there's our list. Okay, so now we're going to start our first formulas for this activity. And what we need to do is we're going to use the convert formula. So we always start a formula with equals, so we say this cell equals, and our formula for this one is convert. So we type convert, open bracket. It's asking you there number. So we want to convert a number. We actually want to take a value from the import. So we select import, the input cell, where we want the user to put the input value. And because we need to make this absolute, we need to press the F4 key on your keyboard, the function key F4. That puts in our dollar signs to make it absolute. And then we type comma, and it's asking us from what unit to unit. So to do that, we then select the first value or first conversion, which is C, and then comma, and then choose the other value that we want to change it to and press enter. So now at the moment there's no value in input, but if I put in 1, it will say that 1 degree Celsius is 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's get rid of that now. That's what it's doing, and we need to now copy this formula all the way down. So let's copy that down like that, and as I said, because there's no value there, it can't convert anything.